So you know what happens? You have a beautiful print that you just adore. You're trying to figure out how to coordinate that with some other fabrics so you can make a beautiful quilt. And color cards can help with that. You can see that manufacturers will provide color cards, kind of different formats. And sort of the trick is to be able to kind of see, does that go well with my design? And sometimes it's hard, especially if everything else is there. So that can be very challenging. You can also see them, of course, in these smaller cards. Maybe it's a little bit easier, but certainly still pretty challenging. I mean, I like these. These are my favorite. These are Bella Solids cards, and you can see it really helps a lot to be able to kind of pull them out individually and decide which ones really go and really love that. But the reality is you're kind of limited in what you can have available to you. The manufacturers only do them for mostly their solids or their almost solids. So what I've done instead is I learned how to create my own color cards. This is also helpful if you like different prints. You'll have this particular theme that you like. This is Dainty Daisy, and I absolutely love this. I love to pair it with other fabrics. It kind of, reads like a subtle print, and it really adds some richness to the quilt without necessarily overpowering your favorite fabric. And so I use some comic book cards to put the fabric on and glue them to the comic book card. And then I put another piece of comic book card behind it, so it's really easy to handle. And you can also use this to write the color on the back of it, so you can refer to it later. And I use this seed packet. This is something, little sheets that you can put in a binder, really meant to hold seed packets for your garden. And if you cut them the right size, they actually fit perfectly within these. So you can kind of flip through your colors and figure out which ones you really want to pull out and compare with your quilts. And again, once you get them out, it becomes much easier to try to decide which ones are going to go best with your quilt. And then put those aside. That's the kind you need to order. That's the kind you need to pull out from your stash. So I'll go ahead and show you how to make these fabric cards, represent what's in your stash or your favorite types of blenders. It's going to start with these types of cardboard. This is a comic book cardboard. I guess they use them to put the comic books on, and then they put them in sleeves, and that's how they preserve the comic books. We're going to do that for our fabric instead. And this is the same comics cardboard that I use for the smaller fabrics in my stash. And what you're going to want is a rotary cutter blade that you're about to throw out anyway. You don't want to do this with one that is just a fresh blade. But if you're going to throw it out anyway, this is a great opportunity to get some additional use out of it. You're going to want to measure your sleeves. And for mine, let me see. My sleeves, I found what worked best was 3.5 by 5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this 3.5 by 5 inches, and I'll make sure to include the list of materials in the description so it's easy for you to find. 3.5, of course. And then by 5, and you're going to want 2 of these for each of the cards that you're going to make. There's 5. And so make at least 2 if you want one color card. Okay, so I'm now over by the ironing board. I'm going to show you how to assemble. You take a piece of fabric. You can see I have this mat down here. It's actually one of those plastic cutting mats. Much better. You don't want to get any of this glue on anything. So this is a good place to put it. And then you put your cardboard over the top. Okay, and just kind of put a little dab, a little dab, a little dab. Give it a second to kind of not be quite so hot, and then just go ahead and push that down. It does get better with practice. Watch your fingers, this stuff can get pretty hot. And then go do the next one. You don't have to be too perfect, because remember, there'll be another card that goes over this. So again, little dabs. Give it a second. And then put your fabric on it. If you do get glue on your fingers, it's really hot. So, use a stick, use gloves, or just use care. And go around the whole surface like this. You get your glue in the right place,
much less likely to burn your fingers. Get that guy sit down there. Finally, the last slide. Yeah. Well, you can't have the coolest color cards in town without a little bit of pain, a little bit of work. So we'll go ahead and get that down on there. Okay. If you need to do some dabs just to kind of tidy things up a bit, go ahead, kind of get that tidied up, and then you're ready to put your back card on. You can see now why the back card is helpful. This cardboard has two different sizes. One's kind of shiny, one's kind of flat. Pick the one that you like the best on the outside. This is kind of easier. Maybe get a few dabs over here in the corner. You certainly don't need as much as I just put on there, but it is kind of fun. And then put your card down. Do a little smudging. Get everything quite just the way you like it. Give it a push. Again, practice makes perfect. Obviously, I haven't practiced enough. And when you're done, then you have this kind of really nice card. Sort of much easier to work with now. And again, you can put it on your pattern, your design. See if you really like it. Do they all go together? Fantastic. I want to make this quilt right now. But anyway, this is how you make your cards. Again, you can take... Okay, this is actually my old seed binder where I had seeds in here. Probably will find some seeds in here in the sleeves. But then once you have them, this is a great way to store them, I think. Or you can just toss them into a bucket and pull them out when you need them. But this gives you kind of a way to sort of leaf through and see which ones you have or you want. Pull them out when you need to, and very nicely, conveniently, I'll put them back in. And just like that, you have your very own fabric color cards. No more fabric store guesswork, just perfect color matching every time. Now go forth, quilters, and may your fabric choices always be on point. And if you found this video helpful, just give it a like and subscribe for more fun quilting tips. And let me know in the comments how you keep your stash organized. Happy stitching!
Where we play with fabrics and laughter. It's a quilter's getaway. From funny t-shirts to mugs for your brew, we've got the gifts that are perfect for you. Quilting every day, quilting every way. At the Quilter's Retreat, we brighten your day. Mug shirts and gifts